Here we go.
You're listening to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte, brought to you by the Patrick Glaros Mortgage Team, Stryker Roofing, Nations Home Warranty, DP Lambert with Goosehead Insurance, Evolution Moving, Backyard Workroom, Republic Title, Keen Landscaping, and Dandy Duck Cleaning. And now your host, real estate broker, consultant, and best-selling author, Todd Tramonte.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte. We've got a full studio here. We'll do some formal introductions here shortly. You know, most radio shows will introduce or mention the producer and the co-host or whatever on the way out. Hey, folks, we do it on the way in. We do it on the way in because I don't run this show alone, ladies and gentlemen. I don't run this radio show. We don't run the Todd Tramonte home selling team alone. We're actually going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how we are different. I don't want to have an infomercial here. It's not all about us, but it is about how we're doing real estate differently. It just sounds silly to say that, how we're doing real estate differently, but how we're operating differently as real estate agents and brokers than the traditional, and how our clients are winning. I mean, you know, I don't want to come across as cocky or overconfident, but the reality is our clients are getting better results than the average client in the marketplace. I had a chance this week to be interviewed by Channel 8. I didn't know if they were going to run it or not, and then it turns out they ran it, and we had a bunch of calls and questions and comments about it. And basically, I was interviewed about the fact that we are now offering for our home buyers at the Todd Tramonte Home Selling Team. We are helping them, the buyer, offer the seller a 5-day, 4-night cruise for 2 adults with every offer we're making, right? To help our buyers get their offers accepted, to help our buyers make sure their offers stand out from other offers, we are helping them offer a 5-day, 4-night cruise for 2 adults with every single offer we make. Now, we're covering the cost of that. We're making sure that it's done legally and ethically and all those good things. But we are helping our buyers stand out from the crowd of buyers, because there still is very much a crowd of buyers on most, if not all, good homes for sale. And Channel 8 took an interest to it. It was all over the internet and the TV news, and it's been kind of the conversation of the week. So we'll get into that as we make our way through the show. And then any questions you've got on your own buying, selling, or enjoying your home, we'd be thrilled to answer those. You can find us online at overunderagent.com. You can just click Contact Us, submit a question, fill out any form. You can search any home by any agent all over DFW. You can get your home value in less than a minute. And you can also get your home buyer readiness score. I want to encourage you to go to overunderagent.com, and at the very top right, there's a little tab that says scorecard. Click that scorecard, and in about 2.5 minutes, you can fill out an assessment, and it'll give you a score, and it'll email you the details of that and tell you, hey, you've got an 86%, you're 92% ready to buy in this market. So check out your home buyer readiness score at overunderagent.com and just click the scorecard tab. You can also click videos and recommended pros and all sorts of things there. The radio tab can get you access to past shows as well. We do have the one and only, the young MG, producer extraordinaire of all things audio, video, and digital, in studio with microphone. Welcome, Mason.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
Nailed it.
Yep, perfect.
We've also got the English wonder himself, Yanni Donnie. Big fan of Middlesbrough. Middle-sized fan of your Dallas Mavericks.
I'm gonna say big fan of the Mavericks.
Nope. I'm gonna take a jab at you. Also, excessively oversized fan of the New York Yankees. That's right, folks.
Go Yankees.
An Englishman rooting for the Yankees.
That moved to America, lived close to New York, and first baseball game was New York Yankees versus the Devil Rays at the time in 2004. No big deal.
If you have to rationalize it, maybe you're doing something wrong.
Just a simple explanation.
All right, folks, let's ask him the question that everybody wants an answer to. Ian, how English are you going to be today?
Got a nice cup of tea in my hand, or dirty water, as Ted Lasso would say.
Dirty water.
But a lovely, lovely brew in my hand right now, feeling very Yorkshire.
I don't agree with Ted Lasso that it's disgusting. but I do think it's hilarious.
It's also not a joke. We actually do drink it.
I do think it's hilarious.
But we don't have tea time. Tea time is not what you may think. Here you go. Fun fact. Tea time is not where we drink tea.
Golf?
Tea is what we call dinner. So tea time is what you would call dinner time. There you go.
Makes
English
literally
fun fact.
no sense at all. It's not tea or tea as in golf.
Well, dinner is what we
It's a
call
third.
lunch. So we
Right.
have breakfast, dinner, and tea.
Yep. And now you know.
There you go.
Your English moment, ladies and gentlemen.
You asked. I'm just here for the info.
Hey, this first segment of the show is brought to you by Patrick Glaros and his team over at Cardinal Financial. If you have mortgage questions of any kind whatsoever, do what I do, literally what I do, my wife does when we're thinking about buying property, whether it's for our family or an investment purpose. We reach out to Patrick Glaros and his team over at Cardinal Financial. You can find them online at patrickglaros.com. That's Glaros, patrickglaros.com. Or, of course, you can always just go to overunderagent.com, click on that radio tab, and you'll find all of the expert pros that we introduce clients, friends, and listeners to. So if you've got questions, let us know. All of that starts at overunderagent.com.
Well, let's begin here. Let's begin with a market update where we stand today. It was interesting in the office this week because we actually had a few properties where our buyer specialists, our buyer agents, most people would say, had taken some clients out to go see the homes. And for the first time in months, a couple of the homes didn't have 20 or 30 offers on them.
Right.
They had 2 or 3.
Right.
Is that something that we might see a little bit more of, or is that something that is just kind of an anomaly?
It's something that we might have seen for a week, and so what's crazy is we are now wrapping up May heading into June, and we've been talking about this on this show for weeks now, right? There's no denying that we are in summer now, right? So when summer changes your mentality, your mindset, then everyone knows it is hot and heavy real estate season, right? Right or wrong, that's what the stereotype would communicate, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about it on the show. There's this season between spring and summer where not everybody's feeling that yet. And so there's this little lull. There may be one more week of that. There could be a week and a half of we've been cooped up for over a year because of COVID. Travel's been restricted. We're getting out of school. There's a little bit more freedom. People are going to go exercise that freedom. There's maybe slightly less attention on real estate for a week or two. And then everybody realizes, man, we are hot and heavy in summer. I don't want to miss my opportunity. So, if you're thinking about buying or selling, I think now is the time. If you, your family, and your finances are ready to buy or sell. And we have been saying for probably 7+ years now that there's way more urgency on the buy side. I will tell you, there is still more urgency on the buy side than the sell side by far. But if you're a seller, I think we are headed towards less certain times. I think the real estate market is healthy for the long foreseeable future, but we may not have quite the clear, simple extreme of sellers win, buyers pay. There's going to be a little bit more of this volatility as we make our way into our political future, our inconsistent COVID future, right? Is summer going to be great? And then as we head back into fall, are there going to be slightly more COVID flu restrictions? Are we just a culture that's going to be more sensitive to that? I don't know, but I think a lot of people will ask those questions and there will be a little bit more volatility and second guessing. So that's kind of the state of the market as we sit. Buyers are still having to compete. Sellers still have a lot of leverage, but there are little windows like you just asked about where buyers might have a little bit more freedom and sellers might need to be a little bit more careful. I believe the one we're in right now is probably going to be up in the next week to 10 days. And then we'll probably see another one as we transition in that typical August market pause awkwardness as school ends and we point our attention to back to school and back to work and all those kind of things. We'll probably see a roaring fall this year that will rebound from that. And then, the winter, we'll see. All bets are off at the moment. We'll just see how it goes.
Well, I think too, we've been warning about it for a little while on the show, right? And within our office for sure, that we have to make sure that our sellers, people that we're helping represent on the sell side, are not being unrealistic.
Yep.
And we've had a few properties recently where we've put it under contract on the buy side for under what the home was actually listed at, which sounds insane when we're also hearing about $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over offers and people are not getting that house. But Ryan on our team, as little as 3 weeks ago, put one under contract for, I want to say it was $5,000 under the asking price, with money coming back to our buyers at closing.
Another
as well.
$5,000 or $6,000.
I think it was another $5,000. And so you're talking about $10,000. Well, that's happening because people are overpricing. They're shooting for the moon, but they're missing.
Well, the scary thing is that most agents would never have questioned it, though. It sounds absurd, but the typical buyer agent in today's market is just in the habit of, you come in hot, you come in over asking, you come in throwing everything at it.
Right.
And, when you have a great agent, like someone from the Todd Tramonte home selling team, like Ryan, he's still going to slow down and evaluate pricing and evaluate the right strategy for his clients and end up with, $10,000 is a lot of money. I always say it this way. If you found $10,000 on the way to your car after work today or on the way to the mailbox, and you called the police and told them you found it and they said, nope, that's your money, it's legal, it's yours, you would never forget that day for the rest of your life. But in the current market, when there's more money flowing around our economy than ever before by a long shot, and people are spending more money on housing in our local market than ever before, $10,000 doesn't seem like a lot. But $10,000 under, when a lot of people are paying $50,000 over, is a lot of money. And so many agents right now wouldn't have even tried to get a home under. They would have thought you have no chance. The new default, the new bar that has been set is just throw money at it. And it's really sad for a lot of buyers.
It is, for sure. And one of the things that we always tell folks when we first sit down together, when we have an initial consultation, is that we're going to treat your money as if it was our own money, right? We have to make sure we're doing that so that we're going to deliver the absolute best service to you. The people that I'm talking about with Ryan are some of my closest friends that Ryan's working with. And, for them, $10,000 is a lot of money.
I don't care
it's
who
awesome.
you are. $10,000 is a lot of money, right?
So
At some point, you have a ton more, but $10,000 is very real. $10,000 feeds a lot of people for a long time. I think that's 60,000 meals at one of the local food banks right now.
So great. It's so great.
So that's real money.
There was a couple of years ago, we were redoing our home and auto insurance, and I reached out to DP Lambert at Goosehead Insurance, and he actually saved us about $2,000.
He's texting me back on a question right now.
That's awesome. I love it. We were out this weekend with some neighbors of ours, and we were sat around at dinner and we were talking, and somehow the always interesting conversation of insurance came up.
Enthralling.
And I went into radio mode and read the DP Lambert read to them, and Audrey was just cracking up laughing. And but it's a true story. It's fun. It's fun to be able to say, DP has helped so many of our team members save money, and he's helped me save money, and you save money, Todd, and so many of our friends and family that we referred him to. You can reach DP by emailing dp.lambert@goosehead.com, dp.lambert@goosehead.com, or calling him at 214-838-5684, 214-838-5684.
He's literally texting me back right now because when I have an insurance question, I call or text DP. Literally, dp.lambert@goosehead.com.
Okay, talk to us about, you mentioned at the beginning, this may be a longer topic throughout the kind of the theme of the show, but what are some of the things that we're able to do right now that is separating us apart, that's making us unique?
Well, I mean, I mentioned at the top of the show, and the Channel 8 news segment this week was about the fact that on the buy side, we are providing a 5-day, 4-night cruise prepaid to our buyers so that they can then offer that to the sellers when they make an offer on their home.
But Todd, we're still in COVID.
Yep.
Is that really appealing
to
somebody? Why?
Yes. Number one, cruises are awesome. Just to be clear, I've used these cruise certificates and they're great. Number two, there's a massive producer Mason is nodding too. He's been on one as well. There's a massive population of people, and not everybody is included in this, but there's a large group of people that are dying, waiting for the world of travel and leisure and hospitality to open up, to go to the beach, to go sit on a cruise ship and eat at 4 buffets a day and be fed like a king and have someone clean your bed every day and go swim in the pool and go down the water slide and hit golf ball. I mean, all the amazing tropical things that most of us have been held out from, whether that's, literally kept from, like you're not able to do that, or just because of precautions. I think virtually all of us in one way or another are excited to get out this summer.
For sure.
Right. And from everything we've researched, the cruise industry is about to kind of be released here in the United States and other parts of the world. They've already been cruising for a little while now. But I think people are excited to go on a family vacation again, to get out of the house. People have been working at the house, doing school at the house, eating, sleeping. Even if you've been back in school or back at the office, I think we've all felt pretty cooped up. There's been some wonderful benefits to that. We've talked about it a lot on this show. We value family more than work. We just do. The home is more of an environment for you and your family than an investment, but it certainly can be both. But no, we have seen many people already responding in a really, really positive way to those cruise offers. Now, that's not the only thing we're doing to get people really great results right now. We are still breaking all-time records on the sales side, and we're doing so at about 9% over and above what other agents are. Trust me, I recognize that other agents are getting the highest prices that people have ever gotten. The data shows that our team, the Todd Tramonte home selling team, is still getting more than 9% more than those other agents.
Literally had one of our agents ask me the past week, hey, we're saying this to people. Is this still true? Yeah. Like, is this still accurate?
You want me to answer this on the radio? The scary way to answer that?
Yeah.
No, it's not true. You know why it's not true?
Nope.
Because it's even higher than that. But honestly, if we were to tell you the actual numbers every time we get on the air, it would sound unbelievable. John sold a house this week for 42, I think it was, 41 or 42% over market value. That's not over asking price, because you can ask any price you want. If a real estate agent ever tells you we're averaging 101% of asking price, that might mean something, but it probably means nothing, because you can ask whatever you want. The number you really want to know is how much are you selling above or below the running average, the current average sales price of all the homes that are selling in the area, in this price point, of this size, this time of year. And our team's averaging more than 9% over that average right now. And that's just to focus on the selling side, right? So that's the culmination of our 7-step proprietary marketing system, which we call the over-under system, because we guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. If you have questions about that, just go to overunderagent.com, overunderagent.com. You can click on any tab you want on that website. You can see a map of where we're selling homes. You can see, you can just Google Todd Tramonte and see over 500 reviews from people that will tell you what their experiences with us are like. Not every one of them is absolutely perfect, but you can read about them there. Over 500 5-star reviews there, and see what people are saying, see what they like, see how we've helped them on the sell side or the buy side. That's for the Todd Tramonte home selling team.
In the second half of the show, I'm going to tell you a story about how we helped the same family both buy and sell a property.
Yeah.
And you're not going to believe the numbers on each of those sides of the sale. I mean, you're not going to believe it.
What I want people to know is that it is still possible to win big when buying and selling. I think the general consensus, I know for a fact, the general consensus in the market right now is that I'm pretty confident I'll do well selling, but I'm also pretty confident I'm going to get obliterated when buying. And so a lot of people just aren't moving. They're just staying put, and they're not real happy with their home. And they're doing that because they are convinced that they cannot buy well in this market. One of the ways, in addition to offering cruises, one of the ways we're helping our buyers win big is helping them purchase homes that are not publicly marketed all over the internet, where they are not having to compete with 20, 30, 40 offers. In a morning team meeting we had this week, we were talking about the ways that I ethically, legally, professionally incentivize our team members to help find their buyers homes where they don't have to compete with 10, 12, 30, 40 other buyers. And of course, we have some unique proprietary ways we do that we don't share with the whole world. But if you're thinking about buying and you want to buy a home where you don't have to compete with a ton of people, we can't guarantee that happens every time. But I can tell you right now, it's happening a lot of the time. Go to overunderagent.com and fill out any form or call any phone number on that website, or just Google Todd Tramonte and call us from our Google page.
It take 30 seconds and tell you about HomeServe home warranty. A lot of our clients are absolutely thrilled with the service that they're getting right now through HomeServe. If they have an issue with anything in their house, they are reaching out to them, and it's covered. HomeServe are taking care of them, especially in that first year. It is just a peace of mind that they're getting. And anytime that there's an issue or something isn't quite, that they're not quite thrilled for some reason, Julie Jones over there is more than happy to make sure that everything gets fixed right. Julie has been working alongside us on our team, and it used to be Nation's Home Warranty, and she's been taking care of folks for years and years and years, and just doing a great job over there. So HomeServe used to be Nation's. It's the same company, same great people, just got a new name. You can go to homeserve.com, or you can reach out to Julie, 214-843-7764. 214-843-7764, homeserve.com.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for people to know, first of all, you're listening to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte, that the market is still very, very tricky. The number one thing you need to do if you're buying or selling is get a strategy together before you get going. Before you call your friend, random buddy from college or neighbor or whatever, and just stick a sign in the yard. Don't do that. Sit down, understand the marketing plan, get a full strategy in place. If you're buying, don't just start driving around looking at houses. Don't jump on the internet and fall in love with a house. You need to sit down with a full-time, world-class, dedicated, professional real estate agent and get a strategy in place. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck making an impulsive decision. And in this market, that's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars more than you otherwise want to be spending. Don't get caught without a strategy. As a seller, you're going to end up leaving money on the table. As a buyer, you're going to end up having to overpay. Now, I do want to tell you about Dandy Duct Cleaning. Our clients are loving Dandy Duct Cleaning right now. They are offering you, as a friend of the Todd Tramonte home selling team, as a friend of Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte, a free antibacterial hospital-grade mist, fully run through your air handling system, your air conditioning system, the air ducts, the vents. That's going to kill over 99% of all the bacteria, germs, viruses, allergens, all the nasty stuff that you don't want to be breathing in your home while you sleep. It's gonna do a really, really great job. DandyDuctCleaning.com. Tell them Todd Tramonte sent you, and you'll get that service for free. Of course, they can also check your house and see if you need a full duct cleaning service, and they do that at a very fair price to the market and will take phenomenal care of you. Check that out at DandyDuctCleaning.com. If we can help you buy, sell, or invest in the current market, go to overunderagent.com or just Google Todd Tramonte. Remember, folks, we only introduce you to recommended professionals because they've done a great job for us and our clients. So check out Patrick Glaros Mortgage Team, Stryker Roofing, Nation's Home Warranty, DP Lambert with Goosehead Insurance, Evolution Moving, Dandy Duct Cleaning, Backyard Workroom, Republic Title, and Keen Landscaping. We'll be right back with more Texas Real Estate on WBAP.
Welcome back to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte, brought to you by the Patrick Glaros Mortgage Team, Dandy Duct Cleaning, Republic Title, DP Lambert with Goosehead Insurance, and Nation's Home Warranty. And now your host, Todd Tramonte.
Welcome back, folks. Texas Real Estate with Todd Tramonte here, full crew in studio, letting you know exactly what's happening in the real world in DFW real estate right now. I'm aware that when you listen to the news, when you read the paper, you are almost never hearing from someone that is out selling houses all day, every day in this market. That is what we do. My name's Todd Tramonte. I own and operate the Todd Tramonte home selling team every single day here in DFW, with office in Dallas and an office in Fort Worth. And we also coach and consult with agents all over the country, teaching them about our unique over-under system, where we guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. We're currently offering our buyers a free 5-day, 4-night cruise for two, so that our buyers can offer that to sellers with every offer we make on homes, to differentiate offers, to help them stand out from the crowd, to make sure that our buyers' offers are getting accepted. Feedback has been excellent. Agents are responding. Sellers like it a lot. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in the DFW market anytime soon, reach out to us online at overunderagent.com, or feel free just to Google Todd Tramonte, and you can call us at the phone number, or email us, or contact us, or fill out a form just about any place you find on our website, overunderagent.com, or just Google Todd Tramonte.
First segment is brought to you by Patrick Galeros over at Cardinal Financial. Patrick and his team believe, just like us, what we believe, that God has given us unique gifts and abilities, and he has built a team that plays on all of those strengths. I've used Patrick. Todd uses Patrick. Used him twice last year. Both excellent times. Great communication. A wonderful team over there with Melanie and Rick and the rest of the crew over there. You can go to patrickgaleros.com, or call him at 972-728-3420, 972-728-3420, or patrickgaleros.com.
If you ever lose track of someone we've recommended or one of the experts we've spoken about, you can just always go to overunderagent.com and click on the radio tab, and all those folks' information will be there, right? So you hear about Patrick or DP or Evolution Moving or HomeServe or Dandy Duck. I mean, any of these companies, just go to overunderagent.com and click radio, and all their information will be there. So we trust these folks. We believe that they are excellent at what they do. Therefore, you can reach out stress-free. Overunderagent.com and just click the radio tab. We're getting lots of questions lately about, are we in a bubble? Is this real estate market about to pop, burst? Are prices going to tank? And for the sake of a very quick, clean radio answer, no. We are not about to see the real estate market burst, pop, or fall off the cliff.
The question I get asked a lot is, how long can this sustain? Like, how long can this continue where there's 20 or 30 offers going in on all of these properties? Like, how do you answer that?
Well, I'll be honest. It's a difficult question to answer because it requires me to see the future, and anything can happen, right? If you had asked me that question in December, I would have said, hey, I think we are starting very slowly and very gradually to move from the most extreme seller's market ever towards a more stable market. Now, I was saying at that time that it would probably take us years to move back to a truly stable market, and that we did not see a buyer's market in sight. Then COVID hit. The market really got erratic for about 6 or 7 weeks. And then we came back with the most extreme, rampant seller's market we've ever seen. Now, to answer that question for now, how long can this last? The answer is it cannot last forever, but that's about all we know.
What's going to be the thing that ends it, right? Is it things like interest rates? Is it buyers just get so fed up of the prices that they just refuse to put offers in? Like, what is it?
Well, let me give you a few thoughts, and I'll try to go quickly so I don't take the whole show on this, because I could easily, because there's so many angles of this, right? We have already seen a couple of minor waves of just buyer exhaustion, where buyers are like, you know what? I'm out. Like, I'm just not going to do this. But you spend any amount of time in that mental space, and you realize that as you wait, prices go up, right? So unless you're convinced for real legitimate analytical reasons that the value of homes are going to go down, not just slow down in their increase, but actually decrease, Unless you believe that, then waiting is penalizing yourself. Waiting is increasing the cost of what you will eventually do when you come in to buy. Now, here are the reasons that we do not see any reason at all for home values to go down anytime soon.
And I have a follow-up question after that.
Let me give you these reasons as fast as I can. We have not built enough houses for well over a decade. At the current rate that we're building them, we are not really gaining any significant new supply of housing, right? We're not building them faster than we're buying them. Therefore, we're not compiling an inventory of houses over and above what we had. Now, we talked last week about how we almost doubled inventory, but it went from 1 week of housing supply to almost 2 weeks of housing supply. It's still wildly inadequate to even move the market. Most people didn't even notice that, right? We have a backlog. Well, we have the opposite of that. We have an undersupply of the materials needed to speed up building, right? Whether that's, everyone's been hearing about lumber prices, but it's not just lumber. It's steel, shingles, all these other things. It's also the labor to actually use the supplies to build the homes. There is beginning to be not a wild scarcity of land, but in some parts of the country, those cities have gotten so big, there's no place to build anymore. In DFW, the city's getting huge, but we do have the land to continue building. We also have the influx of new population. We have more people moving here. Relative to the rest of the country, there are better jobs here and more jobs here. So all of those reasons point towards a long, sustained run of competitive increase in value residential housing market. And there is no logical economic reason to see it ending. Now, of course, crazy things happen. Very, very, very few of us saw a global pandemic coming. There could be some political, literally there could be a war. I mean, there could be something crazy that could cause a short-term adjustment to the real estate market. And short-term could be 6 months or a year. But again, we're going to find ourselves back in this situation where people would rather live in Dallas-Fort Worth than other parts of the country and the world. And when they come here, there are not enough houses. And it's true in rental real estate as well. It's very difficult to get a rental property right now. Rental properties are at the highest rental rates they've ever been because they don't have any vacancy. All the units are full, therefore the owners are charging a premium, which is how the market works. So those are, I could take all day, but for the sake of the show, those are the reasons that there is no significant hard end in sight to the market that we're in right now.
I'm going to ask you a question in regards to, you said it doesn't make sense for people to wait because house prices are not going to decrease, which I totally agree with.
Yep.
If a home, I'm just going to throw some numbers. So let's just say it's a home today that's worth $325, and in order to get that house, people are having to bid, $375, $385. I feel like you could make an argument of saying, house prices are not going to go down. That house that's worth $325 in a year may be worth $340 or $345. But is there a chance that you're not going to have to bid 40 or 50 over in a year compared to what you're having to do now? Because that would, in that sense, it would make sense to wait a little
If your question is a year, I don't see that being different. Look, here's the deal. Yes, there are ebbs and flows there's 40 offers, there's 4 offers. It takes 3 days, it takes 30 days. All of that stuff is constantly moving. One neighborhood takes a little longer than another neighborhood. One neighborhood has more to choose from than another neighborhood. Those things are ebbing and flowing every single day, which is why if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you should always start at overunderagent.com and get connected to a full-time, world-class, dedicated real estate agent that can give you the read on the market right now in the area that you want to make a move. Now, by the way, you start with the real estate agent, and then they can get you access to those other vendors that you need, like a great title company. we love to tell people about Republic Title because we've had world-class results from Republic Title for well over a decade. They are the leading title company in North Texas, all over DFW. You can go to republictitle.com and see how well respected their attorneys and their escrow officers and their title agents are, and their track record of doing a really, really great job for homeowners all throughout the Metroplex. When you go to buy or sell a home, you are almost always going to be involving title insurance. So the title company issues that title insurance policy. They also are there to make sure that the contract gets handled correctly, that the money goes to the right people from the right people at the right time. And Republic Title does it at a world-class level. Check them out at republictitle.com.
When COVID ended, there was a massive amount of folks that were buying that decided that I want more space. I want to get out of the city. I want to get out of the...
COVID started.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead. I was just trying to follow you.
Yeah, sorry. And, they wanted to move into acreage or just, home on land, right? They wanted to have a lot more space. They didn't want to be backed up to another property. Do you see that still happening? Is there enough inventory out there for people?
It's a really good question because it's starting to feel differently, right? That's why I was clarifying when you said COVID ended. Clearly, COVID hasn't ended, but as an economy, as a culture, we're starting to move past that being literally the only conversation we have. But no, as COVID hit and became literally the everyday conversation in late February and March of 2020, yes, this idea of you're going to work from home, you can't go to the gym, you can't go to the community pool, you're not even maybe going to the neighborhood park. Some people aren't even going to walk in the neighborhood. Yes, there was this massive surge in the number of people that said, well, then I need to do all those things at home. So I want a bigger house and I want to live a little farther out because let's just say I have $400,000 and I've been living in uptown Dallas and that $400,000 got me 1 or 2 bedrooms, but I had a gym membership and I had a pool access and we went down the street and played at the park. Well, I want to do all that at home now. So I want to take my $400,000 and move out to Wiley or Aledo or Allen or Prosper. And now that $400,000 will get me 3 or 4 bedrooms and a half-acre lot or more. When we say homes on land, we typically mean an acre to 10 or 15 acres, right? It's not a farm or a ranch, but it's kind of a ranchette. It's a huge yard. But now you've got the 4th or 5th bedroom to put a little home gym in. Now you've got your own pool, so you don't have to go to the city pool or the community pool. Now you've got the extra storage at home, so you don't have to have a storage unit. Now you have a huge backyard, so you don't have to go to the park, right? So yes, that trend is very much still alive. And I've been talking to, real estate clients and prospects of ours that are saying their companies are now telling them that they're not going to go back into the office permanently until second or third quarter of 2022. And when they do that, they will need to be in the office once or twice per week. That's what a lot of the really big companies, a lot of the big tech companies are saying that their employees in most departments can do whatever they want. You can come in when you want to, you can stay home when you want to. And because of that, yes, people are saying, look, my budget goes a lot farther in Lucas than it did in Richardson. That's just the way that it is. And so literally speaking about Lucas, we've started to, that's been one of our core areas, kind of that Wiley, Saxe, Murphy, Parker, Lucas, Nevada, that northeast corridor that I think people have been overlooking for years and years and years. I mean, for example, Lucas is becoming the place that people that want a really nice house on a really nice property are going, right? They're going an extra 15 or 20 minutes out to the northeast and they're getting 3 or 4 acres with a 3, 4, 5, 6,000 square foot house with a gorgeous pool and play area. And it's been amazing. It's funny. You think about that. And I think about Keene Landscaping because they're actually based out there in Wiley. And many of these homes have these gorgeous landscaped gardens and pool areas and hardscapes and gated entries and landscape lighting and property lighting. And Keene Landscaping just does an incredible job all across the Metroplex. They have over 90 crews, over 90 trucks out. I'm sure you've seen their trucks wrapped with their logos all over the highway. But you go to keenlandscaping.com right now. If your landscaping died in the freeze, they can get you taken care of. If you're moving out of a home and you want to spruce up the landscaping to increase your resale value, or you're moving into a home and you finally want that landscaping of your dreams that makes you proud when friends and family come over, that makes it really, really enjoyable on those long summer nights to sit in your own backyard instead of going to the park or instead of going to another place. But the answer to your question is yes. That stuff is that idea of living on acreage, living in a larger home. I think this is a trend that's going to be generational. I think that's here with us for a long time. And if you're looking to do the landscaping work, just go to keenlandscaping.com. If you're looking to make that move, go to overunderagent.com. And we can get you connected with one of our agents here at the Todd Tramonte home selling team that can help you if you're looking to sell one of those properties or buy one of those properties. I live in that general part of town on a few acres ourselves, and it's a lifestyle that I think is absolutely fantastic. We absolutely love it. So just go to overunderagent.com. We'd love to tell you about homes on land, which is an area that we specialize in and have for a long, long time.
All right, ready for a story?
Sure.
Story time with Ian. Here we go. Both of these happen in Richardson. It was actually the same family. So we worked with them. We helped them, first of all, purchase a home, and then we helped them sell the home. So remember this, and this was only a few months ago. They worked with David on the buy side, and the house was listed right around $310,000, right around there. They got it under contract at $275.
Our buyer did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then during the option period, the inspection period, we were able to negotiate that price down to $260. It was almost $50,000 under what the home was listed at. Then let's flip it. Sell side. The average for the neighborhood, right around $335,000. We decided that the best way to market the home was going to be to price it at $350, under contract in 2 days, just over $400,000. So they saved $50 on the buy side. Yep. They made $50 on the sell side. If my math is right, 50.
Wait. Producer Mason.
Yep.
Producer Mason.
100?
Nailed it.
$100,000.
Pierce High School graduate.
That's a lot of
University of Texas at Dallas graduate. Go T-Mock.
It's amazing. It's amazing when you see that. So I'd love for you to comment on that story. And then at the beginning of the show, you had also said, hey, let's talk a little bit about, not as an infomercial, but what's the way that our team is set up? Like, I think it'd be really helpful for folks to understand that so they know that they're not just working with one person.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. Here's what people need to know. That's real money. It's
a lot of real money.
It's not funny money. In the current market, agents representing buyers are not doing that. They're not risking the failure. They are not trying to get a property that far under market value. They're just not doing it. I mean, we had an agent insult one of our agents the other day by saying, honey, that's not how it works anymore. You can't make an offer and ask for that for your buyer. Well, guess what? He got it. So thank you for the advice, but we didn't need it. The point is, that's $100,000 of real American currency. That's real money that many clients, I would argue most clients, are not getting. The scary thing is, in this market, they don't know it. They don't know that they're missing out on it because they've been convinced by everybody that the only way to get a house is to pay way over asking. And when you sell your house, you basically get what you're asking, or you get a little bit more, and that's a home run. But
it's easy.
But they don't understand that most sellers are asking the wrong price. It doesn't mean that they're all asking low. To your point, some of them are still asking too high, and it's actually costing them. So there's an art to this pricing thing, much more than a science. As a matter of fact, we have an off-site quarterly training day for our team this week, and our team are great at this, and we'll still be spending significant time talking about how are we going about pricing properties in this current market. It is not normal to gain an extra $100,000 of net to you in your pocket money when buying and selling a house right now. That's just not normal at all. If you're interested in that kind of opportunity, go to overunderagent.com, overunderagent.com, or you can call or text 214-310-0008 to talk with someone on the Todd Tramonte home selling team. That's 214-310-0008, or go to overunderagent.com, or if you forget all of that, just Google Todd Tramonte.
I'll tell you about the folks at Dandy Duct Cleaning real quick. Addison, Stefano, Forrest, the owner, all came over a few weeks ago to my property, to my home. Did an amazing job. Addison came through, walked through, gave me a quote. It was really, really fair and
I like
reasonable.
how he said, my property, my home.
Yes.
Welcome to my property, my home.
That's how I intro everybody.
The estate.
Then Stefano came over and just so polite, such good work. Worked hard, worked efficiently, did an amazing job. Just seeing the stuff that came out of what was in the vents, in the dryer stuff, really made me realize this was worth it. This was a good thing to do. So,
well, you've got allergies.
For sure.
So it's a big deal.
Great thing, especially with that hospital-grade antibacterial misting. That was excellent. It's felt clean in my house, and it didn't feel dirty before, but I feel as though you can definitely tell a difference.
I've had several friends do it, and they said it all houses have some level of kind of humidity, dampness.
Yep.
And they've said that's what kind of went away.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, it feels cleaner, fresher, drier, not excessively dry, but they just didn't feel that damp stickiness sometimes.
Yeah, it's made a difference, and I've recommended them to several friends recently that are going to be using them too. So you can go to dandyductcleaning.com, dandyductcleaning.com, or call 214-385-2650, 214-385-2650, dandyductcleaning.com.
Let me answer your question that you asked real quick about what we're doing different from other agents right now. But just remember, for our listeners, if you ever forget one of our recommendations, then just go to overunderagent.com and click that radio tab, and you can find all of them there. But, most agents are individual agents. What that means is they are a one-person solopreneur, one-person business. And I believe that most of them are good people, well-intentioned, and probably very hardworking. But they are extraordinarily limited in their ability to deliver world-class value to a client, especially in a market like this. I mean, in every market, that's a huge challenge, and I would argue pretty much impossible. But we have a team, and we operate legitimately as a team, like a sports team, where everyone has their own role, and we work together in concert to deliver world-class value. Our buyer's agents only work with buyers. Our marketing specialists only work with sellers. Ian is our team lead. Mason's running a lot of our media marketing. Elizabeth is our raving fan club coordinator. Leah is our transaction manager. Robert is our property marketing director, and none of those people are buyer's agents or marketing specialists. So we work together so that our clients have a world-class specialist at every single point of the transaction, and that's where people end up getting an extra $10, $20, $30, sometimes $100,000. If you're looking for a world-class agent and you want to be one of those success stories, go online to overunderagent.com. Call or text 214-310-0008, or as always, you can Google Todd Tramonte and contact us any way you like. Google Todd Tramonte. Remember, folks, we only recommend professionals that we have had a great experience with or our clients. So go check out Patrick Glaros Mortgage Team, Nation's Home Warranty, DP Lambert with Goosehead Insurance, Republic Title, and Dandy Duct Cleaning. Find them all online at overunderagent.com. We'll be back next week, 3 p.m., right here on WBAP.